Pigments 6 is here and I'm super excited because it's a free update. So if you have Pigments 5, you are free to update it. I get the synth around the week in advance so I can look around and try how it goes. So I'm recording this video in Sunday, and if you are watching this, it's Tuesday 5 p.m. or later. This is not a sponsored video. Arturia didn't pay me. Arturia doesn't get to see the video in advance. And to make it even more authentic, this is the first time I'm using this synthesizer. So let's go. The first biggest addition to the synth is the model engine. So the model engine is driven by different resonator and trying to create more like a real-like sounds. People will use this one to create chime-like sounds or like percussive sounds or sometimes even strings. Starts almost like a sawtooth. And then we have the beam. It's more like this hollow pipe-like sound, right? Let's try to create something short, pluggy. You hear it is already different from the sawtooth. This sounds more like a real plug sound. And then you have these different type of modulators or probably these filters, and you warp the sound or get the stereo. You immediately realize why people really like this. It's super easy to create this type of super nice pluggy sound. Especially layering this type of sounds with other type of oscillators leads to super organic, interesting patches. If you put something like a delay, throw a shimmer reverb on it, really interesting sound, right? Of course, it's not only for the pluggy sounds. You can do many different things with the model engine. It can turn into like nice layers on the pad. And we didn't even really touch much of the like filters or anything here. So the model engine is really welcome addition from my side as a sound designer. And the particles here controls like how many harmonics that you are seeing, like single particle, right? Almost like a sine-like sound, and we can actually control the particles to create this type of sound. Even more pluggy sound, you can get that particle like this with a fast envelope. And I'm really touching on the surface. There are so many other things that you can do. Second big addition, the new filters. We have the cluster filter. It's like a cluster of different band passes and high and low passes to create this kind of really resonated phasey sound. Then we have the new lo-fi filter, and we have some filter improvements. The multi-filter now includes like drive for polyphonic overdrive, so it reacts to different notes. And there's new mode setting switches between analog and digital resonance. And there are new all-pass filters for phase shifting and weird sound designing. We will come back to that. The thing that I want to check now is their formant filter. One thing I really like, this is super nice. As a sound designer, again, you have the digital filters and analog filters. This is much more easy to get to the filter that you are looking for, right? But I'm looking for this new cluster filter with multiple formants. So let's turn the filter one up. Actually, pick the filter from here, cluster. This is cool. Let's try low pass, high pass 24. That looks pretty. Oh yeah. This type of filters are especially good if you want to create either really phasey sound or it's like moving hollow sounds like this one, right? Look at this sound. If you're wondering where the sound is coming from, I think I really have pretty good Pigments preset packs. They should be one of the best ones for house and techno. This is coming from, for example, Obsidian, right? Another thing for this type of filter is actually using them as a layers, like this is a super nice top layer for a bass, for example. How cool is that? The next one is a lo-fi filter. I don't even know what lo-fi filter is really. I'm curious. Okay, it kind okay, we know now. It kind of a redux in Ableton, isn't it? So downsampling kind of stuff. Like here. They're pretty similar sound, isn't it? And we go here. Yeah, it sounds exactly the same almost. So it's downsampling stuff. Good thing is you can have... Yeah, that's what I was wanting. Sometimes when you've made bass, you want this like top layer, but you don't want to redux or downsample everything. Like this filters out that part. Oh, this is really nice. You can probably use some type of envelope on top. Oh yeah. Almost like talking, but not like a formal filter, it's more like downsample. And then maybe post filter, make it even more. Oh yeah. Sometimes when you use the Redux filters, they really sound extremely digital. Reason being, most of the time they're aliasing stuff, right? But here, what's happening here is most of the time using the pre-filter and like swooping up all the high ends so that the kind of decreasing the aliasing. And then using another post filter to even cut super highs. So this is good stuff. This gives me so many patch ideas already. So another addition is resonant filters without losing bass. This is really important, especially on the bass designing. Idea is simple. When you pick the classic LP, for example here, the more resonance you get, you lose almost all the low end, don't you? Now you don't, and this is very important, especially if you are going for like these bass lines, bass acid lines. It doesn't mean that you always need analog filter. If you are like using this like a just top layer for another song, digital is better option because you don't need all the low end. But if you are using like this type of distorted driven basses, now you can get like best of the both worlds. Oh yeah. To be honest, previously we would do this one like in Pigments go to like mini, but even then, look at the mini. You still lose a bit low end compared to this, right? Oh, this sounds really good. So this is another sound designer appreciated stuff, I will say. It sounds so good. Another really big thing is the vocoder. So we have vocoder inside the Pigments. We have 3 modes: modern, vintage, dirty. This is a patch from, again, the pack. Let's try that vocoder on top. So the modulator is here. This is the most classic use of it, right? You modulate the audio. In this case, we have this.
There's no time and space.
Then you route the audio here, so we can use the Pigments. That's nice. The one thing is actually really nice. You can put a gate so it only affects a certain bands that is loud enough. If you put a reverb behind this or delay, super nice, isn't it? It can already be like opener for a track. This is just salted. If we had more complex pitches. This is a very techno sound, right? It may fail horribly.
There's no time and space that can kill it.
Or it may work out brilliantly. This was nice. I would assume you don't need to channel from other. Instead from audio, you can actually exactly pick an engine and go here. Let's say instead of analog 2 here, we can put a sample. We can drop one from the splice and get some really weird stuff going on. So we are in sample engine 2, and instead of audio, we pick engine 2. We are making Mercurial immediately, just like that. Oh, this is actually nice. We can do like this actually. Put one mic note, I think. More brim. I may spend too much time on these things because sometimes I get excited and forget that I'm reviewing a plugin and I'm not here to sound design or create a new patch, but go along with me so you understand exactly how everything works and if it is something for you, right? Like I said, this is the first time I use it and I don't know actually how to use them. I'm just like jumping on it and trying different stuff. For the modulators, we have a random modulator that you can smooth out. So it gets pretty noise-like or pretty step-like. You can kind of pick the frequency of the modulation, take all distance and add jitter. Pretty extensive random modulator. This is really, really good. We have voice modulator. So this is handy if you want to have per voice modulation. So you can create this more like analog sounding stuff. Another really good modulator is envelope follower, and we have it inside Pigments now. So it will follow the envelope of an audio and create a modulation curve out of it. You can use the sample or the engine or the filter or audio input, whatever you like. So here, exactly, audio input. Exactly, it's following now the other vocal that we are having here. So this is very good, especially for layering things. For example, if I'm having this vocal,
There's no time and space.
let's do this way. Pick something like
There's no time and space.
simple pad. What I just want is really follow that vocal, act like a layer.
There's no time and space.
Kind of this. That means that now I can use that combinate one. It's here, and I can say take that. Put it here.
There's no time and space that can keep me away from coming back to you.
Now this is a very bad example. You should do this one. More sometimes you will see with the drums. Actually, we can do that. Let's go put a drum. Right? This makes much more sense now. Our envelopes or volumes are following the drums. Do you see how nicely they glue together? Let's take that, even put in the cutoff. Take that reverb off, more snappy. Funk it notes. Instead of this, you can go for like a, let's say, utility engine, turn this off. Let's get noise 1. Get something like, put that here now. Here we go. Isn't this super cool? They have some new improvements for the sample engine as well. We have the scan. It kind of controls how much the sound goes ahead. It's pretty cool. The one more cool addition is this global transpose functions. It is relatively easy in Ableton. You can put just pitch MIDI and actually tune anything that way. But having inside Pigments is very useful for quick changes. You were probably not expecting this detailed review of the Synth, but I just carried away from the stuff that's Pigments have. So, if you ask me my opinion, my judgment on this one, Pigments were already one of the most versatile synthesizers already out there. And people sometimes confuse versatile with the good sounding. There are a lot of versatile synthesizer that doesn't sound that good. So the Pigments having these amazing filters, oscillator, different modulations and effects, I think just made the position even stronger for one of the best synthesizers out there. And I'm looking forward to make a new preset pack with these new functions. It will be really cool. Like I mentioned, I have really cool presets for Pigments if you haven't tried. The links below. But if you want to learn music production, I have a video over here. Take a look.